Follow Up Boss is your sales-obsessed technology partner whose sole focus is getting you face-to-face with more of your prospects. We help you fix your follow-up by making it 10 times faster for you to call, text, and email your leads and clients from one central place, while keeping your whole team in sync to provide agent accountability and amazing customer service to your clients. We completely remove the guesswork out of who you should focus your efforts on, so you can stop wasting time and just set more appointments and close more deals. Take Follow Up Boss Mobile. Apple rated us a must-have for realtors. Leaving the office no longer means putting your follow-up on pause. We also integrate with absolutely everyone, so your whole team can stay in sync and keep using the best-of-breed tools they already know and love. We're constantly bringing new innovations to the industry to keep our customers well ahead of the curve. Just one example is the Team Inbox, which gives you the ability to have all your inbound calls, emails, and texts flow straight into your central sales system, and gives your team a simple and fast tool to respond to leads and clients quickly and easily without stepping on each other's toes. Oh yeah, we have phone and email support 7 days a week that's actually helpful. As a result, more teams use us than anyone else.
Hey team, now that we've heard from Follow Up Boss on a brief overview of what it's used for, let's talk a little bit more about our history here at Chucktown Homes with Follow Up Boss. So we have been using CRMs, which is what Follow Up Boss is, a customer relationship management tool, for about 16 years. And we've gone through 4 different CRMs over the years. And we've been stuck on Follow Up Boss now for I'm guessing probably the last 8 to 10 years, and it has really changed our business. It's the best one out there on the market, and it's the most comprehensive. So that's why we use Follow Up Boss. Let's jump into an actual Follow Up Boss account for the team and show you just a brief overview of the most important parts of how we use it. So I'm going to log in here as one of our team members. And this is what it's going to look like when you log in for the first time. Obviously, minus the leads in here. You don't have any leads in there yet. So you can see this is Ryan's account. There's a little picture of Ryan. Up at the top, there's some tabs up here. And right now we're on this little Follow Up Boss icon tab, which is kind of an overview. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to talk about the few most important things. There's tons to learn, and we'll learn a lot of that during this training. But the most important things are what I'm going to talk about in this overview video. So let's click on People, and this is going to be where you're going to go to do all of your follow-up every day. So you're going to want to jump in here at least 5 or 6 days a week to make sure that you're staying on top of your leads and staying on top of your business. So we talked about these labels up here. Let's talk about these right here. These are called smart lists. And a smart list is different filtered lists. And they tell you who to follow up with. So for our team, the way we use it, this is very customizable. Follow Up Boss is very customizable for teams. You can customize it however you want. For our specific team, we chose to label our follow-up lists in all capital letters. So you see leads, daily, 2-day, weekly, and bi-weekly. These are our smart lists that we use for follow-up. You see that there's 3 additional lists, one called All People, one called On Automation, and one called Buyers Under Contract. Those are just reference lists. So if you ever want to just look at a list of every lead you've got in Follow Up Boss, that's what All People is. This is not a list of people to call. On Automation is a list of every lead you've got that's on automation. So automation is where our admin team is doing the communication for you. And when the person responds that they're ready to get back into the market and possibly look to buy or sell, that lead will go right back to you. So you can see here that Ryan has 238 total people in his Follow Up Boss account, but 215 of those are on automation. And our definition of automation is somebody that's 6 months or farther out from their being an active buyer and active seller. So at any point in the search, if you think they're more than 6 months out, that's when you would want to put them on automation. Of course, there's some other steps to do, but they would go into automation so you don't spend your time prospecting and following up with people that are more than 6 months out. So the 238 minus the 15 leave about, I guess that's about 23 active people that Ryan is following up with. Now, because 215 of the 238 are on automation, which leaves 23 people. And you can see by looking at these lists, this does not equal 23. So where are his other people? The answer is these lists here are only going to show the people when they're due for follow-up. So those 23 people that he is still following up with on his own and they're not on automation, right now the only ones that are due for follow-up are 2 people that Ryan is staying in touch with every 2 days, 3 people under weekly, and 2 people under bi-weekly. So the way that follow-up boss knows whether Ryan wants to talk to them every day, every 2 days, every week, or every 2 weeks is based on what we call time tags. So let's go into a lead here, and we're going to look at Ruth. Ruth wins. So again, there's a lot of information in here we'll go over in this training, but the most important part obviously is the name, the phone number, the email. But then this section under details is very important to you. You always want to make sure that the stage is accurate. Every single time you talk to a lead or that you're in their contact sheet here in Follow Up Boss, you're going to want to make sure that the stage is appropriate. If you've been showing them houses, but the appointment still says appointment set, well, you need to switch their stage to showing homes. So always make sure that's accurate, because that has a lot to do with how this person shows up in your Follow Up Boss account. The other, that's maybe even more important, is to make sure you have a time tag on them. Now ignore all these other time tags, or all these other tags. You see all these different tags here, ignore those. The very first one on the list should be your time tag. If you click on this little plus sign, it's going to show you a list of the time tags. I think there's 7 of them. Daily, 2-day, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, and revive. Okay, so there's 7 time tags that you get to pick from. When you speak to somebody, you want to determine what their timing is and how far out they are, and base their time tag on that conversation. So if they tell you they're renting for the next 12 months and they're not going to be buying anytime soon, you'd probably want to put those people on monthly, which is automation. You see the word auto there, and it's for somebody that's looking 6 to 12 months out from now. If they're looking more than 12 months out, you'd want to put them on quarterly. And this thing that says auto here, that means automation. You're not going to be the one following up with them. The admin team will be doing that for you. And when the people finally respond, maybe 6 months from now or a year from now, that they're ready to work with you, then the admin team will make sure that this person gets back to you. The other automation tag we have is called Revive. This is a very valuable one as well. Let's say you're talking to a lead and having good conversations with them, maybe even showed them some homes, but then all of a sudden they go 2, 3, 4 days without responding back to any of your messages or calls or anything. We don't want you to be the one that keeps calling them day in and day out trying to get them to respond. You can just simply click on Revive here and save that tag, and that will get the admin team to aggressively follow up with that lead for you. And when that lead does respond, they will get back to you as well. The lead will go back to you. Which leaves these 4 tags up here. These 4 tags, daily, 2-day, weekly, and bi-weekly, are used for any buyer or seller that you think is going to be transacting within the next 6 months. So if they're going to possibly buy or sell a house in the next 6 months, you want to handle the prospecting and the follow-up, and you would choose one of these 4 tags. Are they so urgent and ready to start looking at houses now that you want to follow up with them daily, or every 2 days, or weekly, or bi-weekly? And I can tell you from experience that more aggressive is always better than less aggressive. If you get somebody that says, well, we're going to be down there in 2.5 weeks to look at houses, you definitely don't want to put that person on bi-weekly, because by the time 2 weeks goes by, you've only had one conversation with them. They have no idea who you are and probably have already clicked on another website and found a different agent. You want to build rapport over the next 2.5 weeks. So you would want to put that person on daily or 2-day and find a reason to send them some properties, send them some messages, set the appointment, everything you can do. So stay aggressive, stay on top of these people. This is your paychecks right here. So remember, always stage them properly and always make sure there's a time tag. Now, if you don't talk to the lead, you don't put a time tag. If you get a lead right now, you call them, you don't get them on the phone, you try to text them, you email them, you don't talk to them, you do not want to put a time tag on them. All right, so that helps explain all the different lists up here with the exception of leads. What is a lead and who would show up in that list? A lead is basically somebody you've never spoken to. Okay, so it's a lead that just comes in. Let's say you claim it right now. You try to call, you don't get them on the phone. You text them, you email them, they haven't responded yet. You don't know what their time frame is, so don't put any time tag on them at all. You would still want to stage them as, let me cancel back out of here. You would still want to stage them as attempted contact because you did call them, left a voicemail, you texted them, you emailed them, but leave it on attempted contact. Do not put a time tag on them again, because the whole reason for putting a time tag is so that follow-up boss knows how often you want to reach out to them based on their search timing. So are they 2 months out, 6 months out, 12 months out? Well, you don't know that yet. So leave the time tag off of them. And by leaving the time tag off of them, they will stay showing up under your leads category here. And the great news about that is you get that first day to follow up with that person. Within seconds of claiming the lead, like I said, you want to call, you want to text, you want to email, try to get them to respond. Maybe a couple hours later, try again. But early in the morning of the second day of that lead's life, the admin team will go into your follow-up boss, and anybody that is still showing up under leads, which remember is somebody that you've never spoken to, the admin team will take them out of your leads list and put them on automation. And that will be aggressive follow-up for weeks, trying to get in touch with that person, trying to schedule you an appointment or at least a phone call so that you can spend your time on these folks that are looking in 6 months or less. So again, remember, new lead, call, text, email, do that right away, and then leave the tag off of them. If they do call you back or respond to your text or respond to your email, you're simply going to want to go in there and then add the time tag and change the stage for whatever is appropriate for that lead. That's it, guys. Those are the most important things. You're going to learn a lot more as we go forward. You're going to learn about all this middle column stuff and what all this means, and sending texts and emails and calls, and then everything over here. But for right now, if you don't learn anything else, just know stage and time tag are so important to you in keeping your follow-up boss organized and staying on top of your leads. And I can tell you from years and years of working with agents that the most successful agents that are on the top of the leaderboards are the agents that keep their follow-up boss up to date, cleaned up, and have their tags and stages correct. Have a great day.